Hey, it's your boy Sergeant Hooked on Henshins. So today I wanted to do kind of a different video. So I'm hoping to do a few more like these. I'm going to be reviewing different seasons that I've watched before that I'm currently watching. Um, right now I'm currently watching Himitsu Sentai GoRenger, which if you don't know was actually the first season of Sentai, but it wasn't recognized along with Jaka as Super Sentai until Battle Fever J came out. But anyway, so yeah, today's video is going to be about the first 20 or so episodes of Himitsu Sentai GoRenger. Um, it's really cool watching this show because there's so many. And I apologize for all the sniffles and stuff. Got a bit of a goofy head cold, but anyway, it's really fascinating watching this show, seeing all like the tropes and like different things that we are already familiar with and comfortable with in current Sentai and Sentai over the years, but to see where it started. You have like the Red Ranger being the leader, Blue Ranger kind of being his second in command sometimes. Um, you have a ranger that's kind of like does his own thing sometimes. The Green Ranger, kind of Mito Ranger, kind of does his own thing sometimes. Kind of a loose cannon. You have the Comic Relief Ranger. You have the a female ranger and kind of setting up certain archetypes later on for female rangers. But yeah, so if you didn't know, this season began in 1975 and it ran for nearly 2 years. I'm not kidding. It's 84 episodes long. That is mind blowing to me because most Sentai seasons nowadays are what 40, 50 episodes maybe. But to get 84 episodes, that's a lot. Can you imagine a Sentai season running for almost 2 years? That'd be crazy. But anyway, so our main team are the Himitsu Sentai GoRangers. So they're part of this overall organization called Eagle, which is like this Earth something defense group basically. And it's cool how they're set up because in the first episode we see each one of them are the sole survivors of an attack by what's called the Black Cross Army, the villains of the show, who are kind of similar to the to Shocker and Kamen Rider Ichigo. Um, but anyway, so they are the sole survivors of attacks on their different bases, and they come together and they become the Go Rangers together. Another interesting note here: there is no changer. There's no device. There's no Kirame go. Like there's nothing. They just spin around and they transform. Sometimes they say go and they'll jump in the air and transform, but that's about it. Which is very odd to me. It's unique to watch a Sentai without a changer as a part of it. Um, there also is no mecha. There is a airplane they use, the Verabloon, and then eventually Veradine or something like that. Anyway, that is kind of their mecha, but this is before all of that was a thing. Actually, most of that can be credited to Toei's Spider-Man show. That kind of brought into the fray mecha fights or robot fights, and that became more of a mainstay in Super Sentai and Tokusatsu in general because of that show. Kind of interesting tidbit. But yeah, so we got our 5 Rangers. You have Tsuyoshi Kaizo, who's Aka Ranger, the Red Ranger. Akira Shinmei, who's Owl Ranger, Blue. Daita Uiwa, who is Key Ranger. Peggy, who is the Momo Ranger, Pink Ranger. Daita's yellow, by the way. Kenji Asuka, who's Mito Ranger. And they all fight differently, and they all have different weapons that they can they like touch their visor and pull out like a piece that looks like their visor and that turns their weapon. Aka Ranger has Red the Butte. He pulls it out. It's like this whip weapon that he can use, and sometimes can kind of make into like a pole arm. Akira has Shinmei has the Blue Cherry. It's a like bow and arrow. It's super cool. Daita doesn't use his a lot, but his is actually it's called the Key Sticker, and it's like this. It means like stick someone with something. It's a spear weapon that he can attach different things to. Peggy has a couple different ones. She has these little like earring bomb things that she can use because on her helmet is an earring, and then also she has like in one episode she uses the Momo mirror to like reflect some energy back at a monster of the week they're fighting. And my personal favorite, Mito Ranger with the Midomarang. I love the boomerang weapon. It's so cool. He used it to slash at the bad guys and also to throw it out and catch it. And it's so awesome because I think why I love this series so much so far is that I'm getting the same like creativity vibes I did watching Ichigo, where Ichigo had like the just like that old Doctor Who had the budget of like an old ham sandwich and a shoestring. Same thing here. Maybe even half a shoestring. There's a lot of like reused explosion shots. There's a lot of reused attack shots. Um, and it's really interesting to see like as the show goes on, they clearly were doing better, so they got more money, so they could try to like elevate certain things. Like at first, when they destroy the monsters, they do their GoRenger storm, which is this ball if you've seen it before, and they all like kick it a certain way. And then Archetypes, who apparently is a soccer player, never knew that. I had to look that up and found that. Researching for this video actually to get more information. But anyway, kicks the ball and the ball hits the monster on the head, and then boom, they blow up. Well, late now I'm in like episode 20 and farther. When they get hit, that happens, they explode, but then they do this like effect where they're like, oh, they're like spinning, and like it's like spinning behind them when they're falling, and you have like these like flame little effects. Again, they're trying to like, they added more to their budget as the show went on. Another interesting thing to note is that it's been probably for a long while, probably as long as Sentai's been a thing, them including children in the plot of the show. Because there's quite a few episodes that have to do with kids, and honestly, most of them are pretty good. There's an episode later on where Kaizo, the Archetypes, gets pretty pissed because a monster of the week kidnaps children to make them into soldiers, or Zolders as they're called in the Black Cross Army, and that really pisses him off. So it was kind of cool to see him get kind of angry. I think so far, I think Archetypes, Midoringer, and Daita stand out for me. Blue and Pink are okay, but I need more focus on them, you know, to like single episode focuses on them to like really like have them be more favorites, you know. And one small thing too, it's just like a sign of the times, but back in that time during the 70s and everything, it was like a really big problem of like treating women as if they're like these weak, frail things. So even though there was a girl on the team, there's a lot of episodes where it's like, oh, it's so like there's one episode where the plot of it is essentially this like mirror monster thing, and it keeps attacking her, and she can't like prove where it is. We're trying to show where it's at, and they keep telling her, oh, you're tired, you're just a woman, it's just because you feel weak right now, take a like, okay, but she's also a GoRenger. Like, she also kicks ass on her own. So, it doesn't go on for too long, and it's not, like, that bad. It's just, like, kind of a thing of that time, so I can't really count it against the show because it was made during a time when that was sort of what they did, unfortunately. Yeah, I would say that Kaizo and Uiwa and Kenji, yeah, Midoringer are probably my favorites. What I like about Midoringer is he's just always ready to throw hands, always ready to just like. There's many episodes, multiple episodes where he's like, "Nah, we're 1v1 me, bro." I really like that. The fighting is actually pretty good. It's very like stage fighty because clearly this is the first season, so they weren't gonna like have like, you know, a full like martial arts stunt team out there doing these crazy stunts and stuff, but there's still some pretty good fight scenes and some pretty kick-ass moments, honestly. It kind of has like a secret agent type of James Bondy Charlie's Angels feel almost, which I kind of like. I kind of like that. Yeah, so that's really good. Oh yeah, another interesting thing with them is they weren't recognized as a Super Sentai team until Battle Fever J came out. So essentially, back in the day, they were just known as they were just Sentai, and actually the idea for it came from the guy who Ishinomori, whoever his name is, I think is, who did Kamen Rider. Wanted this was supposed to be a sequel to Ichigo, essentially to Kamen Rider, supposed to be the next step of Kamen Rider, and then decided to step away from that and do something different with it being a group. But it wasn't until Battle Fever J that they retroactively went back and said that Jaka and GoRenger were considered Super Sentai seasons. So kind of interesting, kind of a note there. But yeah, so Kaizo has a lot of really good things about him character-wise. I love how he's always ready to like. He gives me a lot of Ko vibes. Like, it's weird comparing it back because he was the first, but from what I've seen of other Sentai, he has a lot of Ko vibes where he like throws himself in the fray. You know, he wants to protect people, keep people safe. He gets mad when people are careless, stuff like that. I like that Daita Uiwa is both the comic relief character but also the heart of the team. And I like that he's like, he gets his butt kicked a lot. There's an episode where he's pretty much all episode getting his ass kicked. But it never stops him, and he always like is like trying to like fight and like help. And like I said, Midoranger's a badass because he just like straight up will just 1v1 anybody no matter who they are. But yeah, it's really interesting seeing like the effects, especially the masks. So you have their monster of the week are called masks. So there's like one that's in the most recent episode that Aqua Ranger fought one on one was Sun Halo mask. This big huge sun face mask with like a black cloak and whatever, and they all have like different powers and stuff. Um, so I apologize for all the, but anyway, so it's really cool to see that. And it's more of like they come off as more like a secret agent group, like a spy group. I think that's what that means. Himitsu Sentai GoRenger is like secret squadron. So yeah, I really like that vibe of it. The narrative is pretty good. I like that we're getting a lot of like character focus episodes. Sometimes it's dual character focus episodes. There's even a couple like kind of two-parter ish episodes where like some monsters will carry over, like they're not fully defeated, or they are but their partner wasn't, or something like that. Um, the secondary characters are okay. The master like one chef guy slash their like commander is cool, but he doesn't do a lot except for like try to impart a lesson sometimes. Maybe he'll get better as we go on, but right now he's okay. Um, and besides that, mainly the other characters are just like random Eagle agents that show up here and there who do some cool stuff and then they disappear. um, but what's interesting in this, there's a lot of like the bad guys using guns and just like straight shooting people. Like you don't see the bullet hit them and blood everywhere and their brain gets splattered, but like it's a little more graphic than I was like expecting, I guess you could say. But it's just a fascinating watch, and I'm so excited for the next few episodes. I'll probably do this in chunks of 20 episodes. So episode 40, I'll do another video. Episode 60, and then I'll probably wait to the end of it to finish it off. Um, but overall, it's a really, really good series so far. I really like the characters. I think the theme song is fantastic, and especially watching Zenkaiser. I put this on Twitter recently. If you don't follow me already, I'm Sergeant Hooked on Henshins on Twitter. Or actually, it's Hooked on Juron is my one name, and then my @ is Rideabout Go Beep. But anyway, I put up a tweet saying it's a really wild ride right now and an experience to watch Zenkaiser at the same time that I'm watching GoRenger, because there's so many GoRenger things they honor and kind of vibe with in Zenkaiser, as far as like the bum 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 dun 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 bum bum little like transformation jingle. Um, and Zenkaiser suit and all of that. So it's really cool watching both of them and seeing where things started. And it's definitely becoming one of my favorite seasons. I think I might expand out to like a top 10 seasons pretty soon because I'm watching so many more Sentai now. Um, and because Zenkaiser's been so great so far. So, but yeah, overall, I really enjoy it. I think the characters are great. Like I said, Aqua Ranger, Mito Ranger, and Key Ranger stand out to me. I don't hate Momo and I'm sorry. Yeah, I said Akamito and Ki. Yeah, I don't hate Ao and Momo, but I don't have enough with them character-wise yet to like truly vibe with them. But I don't think that means a bad thing. That's like a bad note on the show. It's just my own opinion. I love the fight sequences. The music's really good. The villains are pretty good. I do wish that we got a bit more on the villains for them to like feel more fleshed out. But it's more at this time, just like Ichigo is like, Nazis are bad. Or the KKK is bad. So, yeah. So I think that's mainly what they were going for. But yeah, so like I said, overall, first 20 episodes, I'd say pretty awesome so far. I'm not going to give a rating yet because, like I said, I'm going to do this in chunks of 20 episodes until I get to the end. So expect another video hopefully soonish of the next 20 episodes, so from 21 through 40. And then I'll go from there, 41 through 60 and, 60 all the way to the end and whatever. But yeah, leave your comments below what you guys think of GoRenger if you've not watched it before. If you guys would like some like ideas of like where to go to find some of that stuff, I can give some ideas. I don't want to kind of share it out in the video, but I will leave some comments if you guys want to know of like places to watch Sentai and places to download it or whatever. But yeah, if you have the ability, do yourself a favor and watch Himitsu Sentai GoRenger. It's really cool to see where things started. It's a solid season so far, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting when you can, sharing it, all of that, watching the content. And as always, stay hooked on Henshins. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.